Nothing in this recording is intended as investment advice, and the people in this recording may hold positions in the companies they talk about. Do not make any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to Zak's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined by Simon Deacon, who's CEO at Light Science Technologies. Hi today, Simon.
Good morning, Zak. How are you?
Very well. You've got a nice £1.17 million order. Can you tell us about it?
Absolutely. Teams won an order worth just over 1.17 million. It's a follow-on order for a job that we're doing up in Salford in Manchester for 2 tower blocks. And it's remedial work. So within the cavity of a block, the fire tends to spread within a cavity, and we put the barrier in at each level, either horizontal or vertically, to stop the flames and smoke spreading throughout the building, so it gives you chance to get out of the building within a good period of time, up to 2 hours. So it's a really strong order that we've received, a follow-on order, which just shows that we're providing a good partnership with our customers and building a relationship with the portfolio of properties they might have, which need remedial work doing on them.
And is it the case in the aftermath of the horror at Grenfell, this kind of work is almost infinite for companies like you?
It is. The market value is around 50 billion here in the UK. Obviously, you've got an awful lot of aging stock of buildings throughout the country. And generally, these are going into, commercial, residential, hospitals, all sorts of buildings. Where we've seen tower blocks, especially where they've had new cladding put on the outside of them to look new. Some of these buildings are dating back to, being built either in the 60s or the 70s and make to look new, but they haven't got the right fire protection within them. But we've also seen student accommodation, which has been built in the last 7 years, which still hasn't had the right fire protection put in it. So there's quite a broad range of buildings of different ages, different uses, which need work doing on them. And we believe there's around 20 years worth of work to be carried out here in the UK to put it right.
You said it's a 50 billion sort of market opportunity. Is it the case that you're one of the leaders in the field, and what are you doing to let potential clients, customers know that you're around?
So yes, we're leading the way in installing injector clad material into buildings. The division, that's what it does, and that's what it specializes in fire protection. We don't do anything else within fire protection. That's what we specialize in. We're also adding in some new technology as an early warning system into buildings, so that if a fire spreads within a building, you get to hear about it at an earlier stage. A lot of detection is pointed out within a building once the fire has got into the building, as we want to make sure you can protect it on the outside and inner walls of a building as well. So we're creating that early warning system with our group technology that we have. And what we're doing about it is we're spreading the news via certain channels. We've got digital platforms that we're spreading the news on. We're making sure that we speak to all the large builders and construction companies. And the government put aside just over £5 billion to support owner-occupiers of some of these buildings. You might have heard in the press where people are locked in and can't sell their apartment or flat that they might have. And this is due to the fact that the fire safety is not right. So the government's put aside 5 billion, of which over 1 billion has now been used of that fund. So we're starting to see a cycle of funds being supported by the government, which is really good news, but also construction companies actually starting to actively make sure that they're putting some of these buildings right within their portfolios.
Is it the case also that, let's say, all this marketing and this awareness creates lots of demand, which it should? Do you have the capacity to cope with all that demand?
Yeah, we've got, currently 3 pumps in operation, and a pump is a team of around 6 people who are operating that pump to install the injector material within to a sock, which it then expands upon in contact with heat. So it's quite easy to expand the teams. We are nationwide. We're doing projects from down into Devon, London, North, Midlands. So we're spread across the country, and we can expand quite quickly. The advantage of our material that we install, it's much quicker to install our material than it is taking the whole facade down of a building and then putting it traditional fire stopping in. This is the way that you install it, and it's quick to install without all the issues that you might find of taking a frontage of a building down.
You've got three divisions at Light Science Technologies. Is this your favorite child, or do you love them all equally?
I love them all equally. I'm founder of the company and the group, and very proud of what the team is achieving within them. We acquired the PFP division the end of last year, and we're building a nice group in technology, if it be in the controlled environment of agriculture and broadacre of agriculture within sensors and lighting and control systems. And in the contract electronics manufacturing, we're bringing all our technology together. And I'm very proud to be a British manufacturer and have control of our manufacturing arm so that we can manufacture our products throughout the group.
I'm slightly off the topic of today's news, but it was announced that farmers in the UK have had one of their worst harvests ever. Is there anything you can do to help?
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of our clients who traditionally have farmed outdoors are now starting to farm indoors, if that be in a polytunnel or a glass house. And there's hybrid versions of those as well, of vertically growing and modular growing. And we can support that by providing the technology that you need to create the right recipe within those environments. So if that be lighting and a lighting recipe for the right crops, if it be control systems so that you're reducing the labor so that you can control the CO2 in the building heat, and so that you're getting the best recipe for that environment. So we can control all of that with our technology. We install it as well. So we have an actual turnkey solution for growers. And we're seeing a lot more growers now and farmers starting to produce products indoors, because just the environment outdoors now is not consistent and they lose a lot of crop.
Well, we look forward to Jeremy Clarkson giving you a call. In the meantime, Simon Deacon, CEO at Light Science Technologies, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Zach.